Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And we are on day 3. And this is the sketch for today. So if you see, there's like a frame behind it and some stripes and all kinds of fun stuff on that. So I did go ahead and pull again my kit. I'm going to use that picture of me and my mom. These are all the embellishments that I have pulled, and those are yesterday and the day. Those are the previous days embellishments. I have a lot of papers in this one, and I am going to go ahead and pull in the scraps from the previous days layouts as well. I'm really rolling through them, right? So I am counting right there on how many strips I have, and I just write that down because I will forget almost instantaneously. I was thinking about fussy cutting out those cameras, but we're not going to do that on this layout. I'm going to go ahead and trim my photo up and get it matted. Now this is a photo that my son took of me and my mom, so that's why it's kind of at an upward angle, because that is him, you know, that's how he sees us at that time. And it's from 2006, so he was 5 years old, and it's a Mother's Day. So I do have some Mother's Day items that are going to go on this as well. I'm going to go ahead and mat that on the teal part of that cut apart sheet, and then I'm just going to fussy cut it right on out. And I do put a very thin border on this. While I'm getting this all laid out, I do want to remind you that it is a hop, so in the description box below I will have links to all the other channels that are playing along. Some people are playing along daily, some people are playing along when they can. I was thinking about double matting it, but yeah, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to come in with my trimmer and I'm going to trim out 1-inch strips of all of these pieces of paper, and I do cut them into 1 by 6, and then I realized I don't want to do that, so I will actually show you how I fix that so I don't have scraps, to have these little bitty scraps and also end up being able to use them. So I am just looking, and I do pull in another sheet from yesterday's layout that I did not use. And like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the 1 inches off, and then I put them all together and cut them. Now I did go ahead and take the border branding strip off of this one because I want to have the ombre effect on it, so I couldn't just take it from the bottom because it would have been all yellow. But yeah, I really, these are all papers that I pulled from a paper pad. I believe probably 2 paper pads, because if you notice, some of the branding strips have holes and some of them do not. I did choose this one to be my background because if you noticed in the sketch, there was like some mixed media work that was going on back there. And this page already had it done, so score. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, put those all together. And then I trim them up. But I make a mistake because then I realize I don't want to do that. I actually want them to be longer. So I have to come up with an idea, and I do. I also really, in the sketch, the photo was just kind of sitting on top of everything, and I wanted to give it just a little bit of a shelf. And instead of a circle, I went ahead and pulled out that teal frame. I love frames. I have lots of frames, and I hardly ever use frames. So I'm starting to use them. I really have a layout that I want to do using all frames, and I need to just do it. I just need to do it. I'll do it. Okay. So you see right here, I'm looking and I'm like, I'm just not liking the way that it's looking. Not at all. I keep going with it, and then I'm like, nope. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut one whole strip of cameras off. Might as well just take all of those 12 by 12s and make them scraps. Very large scraps. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these guys back together. Yes, I am. All of them. And I just put a little bit of adhesive and just match it up. And I'm going to get them all done like that. And basically, I cut that camera strip vertical. Nope. I cut it horizontal. So that I can cover the seam and use it as a shelf to set my picture on. But I am going to go ahead and banner them up. So I do set them all down, and I'm like, yeah, I like this a lot better. And then I still use that little bitty wonky one, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, I like that one. So then I'm trying to figure out, do I want to put the frame underneath, on top of the picture. And I'm like, all right, so I'm just going to cut the frame. Again, second mistake, you'll see. I'm like, I like it there, so I'm going to get some adhesive on it. And we're going to get that stuck down, and we're going to start assembling the layout. This did come together really, really quickly. I like using sketches because you can kind of look at it and then go with it, and then get your ideas then. Like, even if you don't, like, mine, you can totally tell I used the sketch if you know of the sketch, but then again, I did different things. I put my own spin on it. So I made them into little banners. So I'm going to go ahead. I actually made a lot of mistakes on this one. I don't know how I did some of them, but I was just like, okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that down. And then you see right here, I'm not paying attention to where that frame is cut. Okay. And I've already made the mistake. See, I'm like, oh, well, that's funny. So we just trim it up again. And I am not butting them up against each other. I am giving a little bit of space. So you can see that fun mixed media in the background. And I didn't have it on there straight, so I'm just going to go ahead and layer it on straight. Again, not paying attention to where the frame is ending. Yes, I did it. I also want them all to be different lengths, so I'm cutting off a little bit more in here. They're not super different in the length, but enough to where it's like, because you could totally see what I was doing there, right? And I'm going to come in with the smaller one because I had it cut and I wouldn't have saved it. Well, I mean, I would have because I'm rolling them over into each other, but it's fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I cut off the right amount of cameras, and I actually didn't have to cut any but the half ones. And I do just kind of get that set down just a little bit. I haven't really fully stuck it down, and then I pointed to it. I'm like, oh, score. I go ahead and get that down. And then I'm going to set my cameras down again. I'm going to come back and cover that up. Well, I didn't cover it up. I did it off screen. I just went and took that other camera, the other piece of that frame that I cut off, and I patched it together. I'm going to take that thing there, that little banner piece right there, and it says Happy Mother's Day. I'm going to put couple plants on there because I always buy my mom some potted plants for her Mother's Day present. I am going to go ahead and add this cute little heart foam squishy dot sticker on that camera. And then I put 2 stars up there to just basically cover up that little seam because you could see it, but now you can't. I'm going to put this little sticker down there. It says lovely. This little page, I guess this little banner piece, it says something about the best day. And I'm adding more pops of yellow into my embellishments because there's yellow in all the papers, obviously. You can see that. I do have these cute little rubber leaves, and I'm going to get them stuck down here as well. And I'm just throwing stuff at it. I have this little family fun, and I'm going to put this on some foam dots and stick that up there with the potted plants. I like the way this layout turned out. Don't forget that there will be other channels listed down below, and please go give them some love and watch their videos and see what they interpreted today's sketch as. And I am actually using everything that I pulled out from my large embellishment stash there that I had put together, and everything that I pulled I am using on the layouts. I do add a couple buttons, and I added that one that's kind of underneath the Mother's Day one because I should have added foam because it was sitting on that frame. And we're just getting these all stuck down, and just some little bit more of the greenery, and that one little button. I'm like, I gotta use him. And I am gonna go ahead and use that inspiring as well. And that's basically, my title is Inspiring Family Fun. Now this video is quickly coming to an end, so I'm just going to write the date right here. And I do want to remind you once again not to not forget to check out my friends. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Click that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another sketchy